My name is Samia. I'm an anthropologist. I teach at Breck University in Dhaka, which is the capital of Bangladesh. I teach anthropology of religion and secularism. My area of interest or research started with looking at women and their engagement with a particular kind of renewed and reinvigorated Islam, and how they were engaging with this Islam and sort of coming together and convening around learning about Islam and the changes that they were making to their everyday lives, and consequently becoming more public and more active and sort of sporting themselves as agents of change in the community. In the IPSP, I'm a lead author for Chapter 15, which is on religion. And so I'm here to basically brainstorm and think about and hopefully write and contribute to a chapter that's going to talk about how religion in today's world both contributes to as well as impedes human flourishing, and what are the conditions under which different kinds of religious traditions become sort of agents of positive and negative change. And for this chapter, I intend to draw on the research that I've done in Bangladesh, as well as certain transnational links that I've established in the last couple of years, in thinking about new movements, new spaces for articulating and re-articulating authority, as well as subjectivities and how people and women and men see themselves as modern citizens or citizens of the modern world. I think the chapter on religion is very important because we've had a certain understanding of religion within the social sciences that really is indebted to a certain kind of, 1940s, 50s, 60s way of thinking about modernization and modernity, where religion is something that you don't really throw into the pot, but rather leave on the sidelines, and it's sort of considered to be inconsequential to human flourishing. The fact that religiosity is on the rise is considered to be a problem, if you tally it with, or if you think about it in light of the 40s, 50s, 60s kind of thinking. I think, so our chapter on religion really wants to engage the question of religious engagement and take, head on to interrogate some of those assumptions about religions, or the conventional wisdom on religion's role in human flourishing, and also maybe highlight some of the societal and structural conditions under which it comes to play different kinds of roles. So I think our religion will help or contribute to an understanding of the human condition and human flourishing and the possibilities for human flourishing. But it'll also deal with the religion question in a way that we can perhaps move beyond classic modernization theories that have not really, like I said, put religion into the pot. When I looked at women's Quranic discussion groups, and I think in that there's a very that's important because it allows us to understand how religious engagement can give women a certain sense of agency and a certain and allow them a pathway to a certain kind of empowerment. Now, that empowerment may not necessarily sort of sit very comfortably with more liberal notions of empowerment, but it's important to understand what those pathways and trajectories are in more traditional societies, and whether the ways in which women activate those pathways are important, because it could, not just because of what it gives them now and here and now, but also if they activate future pathways of women's flourishing as well. Another part of my research has also looked at how within different regimes of power, the state and within the kind of the formal official space, how religion has been constructed. So I've looked at, let's say, how certain state institutions have written about Islam and how that has spoken to constructions of self and other, and helping us to understand issues around mutual coexistence, which is very much at the heart of secular existence. So yes, it's very directly related to the question of social progress, because how we understand these constructions, how we articulate these formulations are very important, and they vary over time. My work shows that it varies over time. So I'm trying not only to understand the present, but I'm also trying to sort of build a connection with the past to understand how, let's say, at different moments we understood Islam in the context of Bangladesh and within the larger context of South Asia to allow us to understand ourselves and others in particular ways. So how does then, what is religion's address to secular questions? If that makes sense. But I mean, I think these are all very important issues about human flourishing, societal flourishing, opening up spaces, opening up capacities, and also understanding structures of authority as well as questioning them. I don't know if there's one pressing issue, but I mean, if I had to list in order of priority, I mean, I think I would say intolerance. I would say the inability to exist in a peaceful way. I would say violence. And I would say a certain kind of exclusivist understanding of oneself and one's belonging within a larger space, and an appropriation of that space for oneself, I think are some of the issues that we need to think about more critically, and also issues around which we need to open up spaces for different kinds of voices and to learn from different kinds of experiences from today as well as history. To see how those spaces can be opened up and how we may have more capacious possibilities for human flourishing. I think the IPSP is a wonderful endeavor, and I hope that all of the very creative minds that have been brought together for this project will really be able to, bring out something that's very substantive, that aids to our understanding of where we are today, and what some of the positive achievements that we've made, and what remain as some of the challenges that we can continue to collectively, hopefully, think about greater possibilities in the future.